is a big move coming. Welcome in to Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. The Seahawks have over $13 million in cap space since they restructured DK Metcalf's contract. So it makes you wonder, what are they going to do with said money? You wouldn't be moving around that cash just to put it in a different wallet. They obviously have something in mind. Is it a free agent signing? Is it for a trade at the trade deadline? Are they going to extend somebody? What are they going to do? We are going to break down 5 potential free agent targets that could sign with the Seahawks with that extra money they have to spend. We'll get to that coming up in just a moment. Before we do, I got a challenge for the 12s today. Can we set a record for the most new subscribers we have ever picked up on a video for the month of September? And I got to say, we've been growing at a great rate. Over 2,000 plus subs in the last 28 days here on the channel, folks. I want to see, can we get 200 of you to subscribe to Seahawks Today? We're live every game day. We're bringing you our daily news and rumors, breaking news, Q&A mailbags, and more. It's all in one place. If you are a real member of the 12s, then you got to join the 12s and subscribe now to Seahawks Today. Join the family, subscribe for free. We'll get started with today's show. Let's begin with David Bakhtiari at the offensive tackle position. And I'll be honest, this is a name that a couple of weeks ago I would have said the chances were pretty slim of signing him. But things have changed for the Seahawks in recent memory, as you had the injury to George Fant on top of the injury to Abraham Lucas. And the Seahawks didn't have a ton of cap space a couple of weeks ago. Then they moved DK's money around. All of a sudden, they got $13 million to spend. And we don't know when Abe is coming back. We're still waiting on George Fant to get healthy. And that right side of the line has a ton of issues. This would be a great solution for what the Seahawks need right now. And even if Abe comes back, even if George Fant comes back pretty soon, you bring in Bakhtiari, and all of a sudden you got depth. You got some options to work with. Now, Bakhtiari has made it known he wants to play for a contending team, that he wants to do what he can to win a Super Bowl this year. Well, the Seahawks are 2-0 right now. They're about to be 3-0 after this week when they beat the Miami Dolphins. Bakhtiari, this Seahawks team means business. You want to play for a pretty good football team that could use your help? The Seahawks could be exactly what you're looking for. A 2-time first-team All-Pro, a 3-time Pro Bowler. He is coming off a knee injury, though, that forced him to miss most of 2023. You go back to 2022, that was the last time that we saw Bakhtiari a decent amount, as in 11 games he played close to 600 snaps. His grades, solid, close to 80 overall, a pass block grade of 87.8, a run block grade of 68.5. Bakhtiari, I don't think would be a bad option at all if you're Seattle. Let's ask you on our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Get your votes in, let us know. Should the Seahawks sign Bakhtiari or not? S for sign, P for pass. Weigh in, let us know. Up next on our list, a name that's very familiar to Seahawk fans. Phil Haynes is available at the offensive guard spot. And you look at the offensive guard spots, here is a reality that the Seahawks might have to accept at the offensive guard position. Laken Tomlinson, he's been cheeks. He's been terrible to start the season. Anthony Bradford hasn't been very good either. We'll see what Christian Haynes does. It's been a very small, limited sample size. If this group does not improve, then you got to start thinking about other options, like potentially Bakhtiari, or in this case, Phil Haynes, actually, as that potential solution here. Phil Haynes, been in Seattle previously, 2019 fourth-round pick out of Wake Forest, plenty of experience, 31 career games played with 13 starts. We've seen Phil Haynes look pretty decent at times. We've seen him struggle as well. Last season, in over 400 snaps, his grades were not that great. His strength was pass blocking, 59.4. Run blocking grade of 53.6. Overall grade of 52. But of the potential options at that guard spot right now, the options are pretty slim. Phil Haynes might be the best you can do. and he probably still has his house here and everything. He could probably get here pretty quickly and join this team if you want to go that direction, bring in Phil Haynes. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose two or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, home runs in baseball, all sorts of different categories to choose from. Prize Picks has got this great new deal, folks. Get this. When you use the promo code CLNS, you'll get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. So this week on Prize Picks, I'm taking advantage of the Caleb Williams more than half a passing yard square. That's basically a freebie. You got to jump on that. Travis Kelce, I think, has a bounce-back week this week. I'll go with the more on his receiving yards at 58.5. And then I got our guy Jackson Smith-Njigba to have more than 49.5 receiving yards. He's off to a good start to this season. If I put $20 down and all these hit, that turns into $100 on Prize Picks, folks. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, proud partner of Seahawks Today. Up next, we find edge rusher Yannick Ngakoue. And Yannick Ngakoue, he is somebody that I've mentioned in the past, I feel like can fit exactly what Mike Macdonald is looking to do with this Seahawks defense of an edge rusher that's a veteran, that's cheap, but can get after the quarterback. And for me, I've always been of the belief you can't have too many pass rushers. We've already seen Uchenna and Nwosu get banged up. We've already seen Boye Mafe get banged up. Why not Yannick Ngakoue at this point? Maybe start on the practice squad and then elevate him to the active roster and potentially go from there. The 2016 third-round pick out of Maryland by the Jags has been a journeyman. He's played with the Vikings, the Ravens, the Raiders, the Colts, and the Bears. His best season, you have to go back to 2017 when he was a Pro Bowler, also led the league in forced fumbles that season. And with Yannick Ngakoue, it's kind of similar to what we talked to with Darrell Taylor, but in this case, it would be much cheaper than Darrell Taylor, as Yannick Ngakoue is just looking for kind of a cheap, proven contract of sorts. He's coming off a season where he had 4 sacks, and that's not what he was accustomed to. You go back to his previous years, 9.5 in 2022, 10 in 2021, 8 in 2020. I think he still can do those numbers that he did between 2020 and 2022. And Mike Macdonald is the right coach to potentially get that out of him and maximize his capabilities. He's done it with guys like Jadeveon Clowney, Kyle Van Noy, Justin Houston. I don't see why he couldn't do it with Yannick Ngakoue, and he's coached up Yannick Ngakoue before. Should the Seahawks sign Yannick Ngakoue? What do you think? Y for yes, N for no? Way in the comment section. Let us know what you think about that idea. Next up, we shift to the linebacker position. We find Shaq Leonard on the list, and Shaq Leonard's still available for a team to sign in free agency. In the linebacker position, we've already seen a fair share of injuries at this point, with Jerome Baker already banged up. Terrell Dotson, of course, had some injuries in the offseason, and the longer you wait, if, let's say, that you pass on Shaq Leonard now, somebody else could get him, and what if we're talking about, God forbid, November rolls around and Baker and Dodson aren't healthy? Then what? Why not go ahead and get Shaq Leonard now and stack him and have him ready to go just in case something like that happens? Shaq Leonard, a 2018 second-round pick out of South Carolina State, previously played for the Eagles, a 3-time first-team All-Pro as recently as 2021. And his best season, you can see back in 2020, had the 3 sacks. 2021, the year after, 122 tackles. He's been a tackling machine. He's been a good football player. Is he what he used to be? No, but that's not what you need if you're the Seahawks when looking at a backup linebacker. Last on our list, our 5th player and our 5th different position option is the corner spot with J.C. Jackson. J.C. Jackson, a former undrafted free agent out of Maryland in 2018. And, when you look at this corner spot, I know what I'm getting out of Devin Witherspoon. I know what I'm getting out of Rick Woolen. Those guys have been awesome. They're two of the best young corners in football. I would argue they very well may be the best young corner duo in football. But then once we start to go beyond there, you have some question marks. Trey Brown, can he be consistent week in and week out? Or one of these younger guys going to step in and be able to get the job done? J.C. Jackson might be a good body to have as a potential backup option. A former Super Bowl champion, a Pro Bowler as recently as 2021, previously with the Patriots and the Chargers. And you look at his numbers. You don't have to go back very far. 2021, that year he was a Pro Bowler, 8 interceptions, folks. That's a lot. 2022 only played in 5 games. 2023 played in 10 games with 9 pass breakups and 1 interception. J.C. Jackson, I'm surprised, still available at this point in time. And I don't think it would be the worst idea in the world to potentially give him a chance and see what you can do from there and kind of stack up that corner room just a little bit further. So we've gone through the list. I've given you 5 potential options of who the Seahawks could sign. Now it's your chance to weigh in here on the show. Who is a player the Seahawks should sign in NFL free agency, whether it's somebody we talked about or somebody we didn't talk about today? Let us know in that comment section below. Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today. For continuing Seahawks coverage, subscribe now to Seahawks Today for the latest happenings on your favorite team. We're going to be live coming up this Sunday for the Seahawks matchup with the Miami Dolphins. Our coverage begins bright and early at 2 o'clock Central Time, 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific, with our hour-long pregame show. Big Tex is going to be here with me. We will see you then right here on Seahawks Today.